Now, this is a man whose work you know. This is a man whose work you've seen. And I'll bet you any amount of money you have no idea who he is. Well, you'll find out next. So you've seen this guy's work for years. He's an award winner, best in the business at what he does. And I'll bet you any amount of money you have no idea who he is. Is the mystery guest on the line?
Yes.
He is on the line. Mystery guest, would you sign in, please? Who are you?
I'm better known as the Dubber, Fred.
He is the Dubber. He is also a man that went to high school with my wife. And he is the award-winning director of the Laker telecast, Jerry Weinstein. Hello, Jerry.
What's up, Fred? How's it going?
It's going well. So the other night, you're directing the game. You sit there. Oh, no, it was on TNT, so you didn't do the game the other night.
Our first game will be on Friday, but we did all the preseason games.
Do you get excited when you're directing?
Oh, I get fired up, Fred, especially in a big game. Like Friday night's game's going to be awesome.
Well, you watch the game, but can you be a fan and the director at the same time, or do you have to stay focused on what you're doing?
I'm rooting. We're rooting for the Lakers. I mean, we're rooting for them to do well. It obviously raises the ratings and the better show when they're doing well. And I love the way they looked on Tuesday night. I was pretty excited. And then last night's game was kind of a downer, but you couldn't expect them to win that game anyway on a back-to-back against a good team.
Well, I think you're being generous. I think really the season is going to go just like the first two games of the year, some up, some down. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but you got to be pretty happy with what you saw to Xavier Henry and Jordan Farmar and Jordan Hill. I think those are good pieces that are going to help the Lakers. And when Kobe comes back, you know, who knows? They could be a pretty dangerous team.
Jerry, do you have a go-to shot you take during the game? You know that one camera or that one angle always is a money shot?
Well, the game camera, Fred, you can never go wrong with. The wide shot from the side that shows all the players on the court. That's the shot that we show most of the game from. But then, you know, as the ball goes through the hoop or on a dead ball, we're able to cut around the different cameras before the ball, you know, gets back in play. And we do our Lakers shows with 12 cameras on the Time Warner shows. So there's a lot for me to choose from.
Do they ever tell you we don't want you to capture anything, or is it whatever happens you try to capture? If there's a moment of frustration or anger, has anyone ever told you shy away from that kind of stuff?
No, they never do that. You got to just use your instincts. It's just too hard to make those decisions, you know, after the fact. You have to be able to make them as they're happening.
Jerry Weinstein, the director of the Laker telecast, is with us on AM 570 Fox Sports LA. So we were at a party at Jerry's house, and he performed, and he followed the group Rush all around the country. Now, you got up and performed, and your wife played the drums. Does your wife have her own band?
Yeah, she's in a couple bands, Fred. She's in a band called Belly Love and also another band called Hardly Dangerous, and then she used to be in the band called the Pandoras that used to tour all around the country.
I thought you could sing. Now, was that a shock that you performed that well? I thought you did pretty well, but people seem to be surprised.
Well, I'm pretty good, Fred, actually.
Yeah.
I perform at all our parties, so I've been doing it for years, but I appreciate you throwing that out there, that you thought I was good.
I did think you were good. I wish you'd have done more than 2 or 3 songs.
Did you like White Wedding?
I had no problem with it. Yeah, I thought everything went well. It was actually a very good time.
I'm glad you came, Fred, and I love your wife. She's awesome.
Well, Rochelle had a great time. You know, she told me this year we were not going to miss that party, period. We were going. So I'm glad we got down there. Hey,
Fred, you know what I love about you is you're the only talk radio guy who talks about the Kings, Fred. Let's give the Kings some love because that's my passion. That's my team.
I was just going to bring that up. What do you think so far?
Well, I think, you know, their record's pretty good at 9-5, but they've won 6. They're 6-0 in overtime, 4-0 in shootouts. So it's hard to get a read on that, and they haven't played a tough schedule yet. So I'm not crazy about the way they're playing, And I think there's a couple moves they need to make that'll help the team. And this is what I would do if I was Daryl Sutter and Dean Lombardi. I would bring up Tyler Toffoli from the minors, who showed that he was an awesome player at the end of last year, because we need more goal scoring. Bring him up. And then also we need to play Alec Martinez. This guy was our defensive player on the Stanley Cup winning team, and he gives us a little bit more punch on offense. And we need to drop out Robin Regehr or Willie Mitchell or even Jake Muzzin for Alec Martinez. Those are the two moves I would make right away, Fred, and I think that'll help our team to be even more dangerous.
Well, when you're talking about Regehr or Mitchell, those guys in hockey terms are big money guys, so I don't think they're going to sit them.
Yeah, I know, Fred, but I've been a little disappointed in the way they're playing. I think we need a little bit more speed, and I know the coach likes the rough and tumble thing, but I think that's hurting us in the long run. We're not getting the loose pucks. We're not clearing pucks out of our zone, and it's costing us. So I think we really need to get a little bit more speed out there. And even if they don't drop those two guys, maybe sit Muzzin a little bit, or maybe sit him for a game. I mean, Willie Mitchell missed all last season with an injury, and he hasn't missed one game this year. Let's put him on the pine for one game and see how it goes.
The one thing I don't like they're doing, and maybe it's a function of lack of speed or frustration, they're taking an awful lot of penalties, and those penalties are coming back to bite them.
Most penalties in the league so far, Fred. That's the stat Bob Miller threw out last night. And, yeah, that's surprising. And I think that stems from we have a lot of, unskilled guys that are more bruisers, like Kyle Clifford and Carcillo and Jordan Nolan. And I think those guys are kind of more thugs than actual skill guys, and that's what's kind of hurting us on the penalties.
Well, Jerry, I appreciate you checking in. It's great to talk to you. And as I continue to do this more, why don't you come on whenever you can? You have an open invitation. I
would love to, Fred. And, hey, are you going to be at the Lakers game tomorrow? Because if you are, I want to bring you into the truck and you can see me in action.
I definitely want to do that. And you know what? The next time I'm there, because I think we're going to watch our daughter cheer tomorrow night, but the next time I'm there, I'm going to let you know. And when you go to the Kings, let us know, and we'll hook up with you guys.
Yeah, that sounds good, Fred. Thanks for having me on, man. It was fun.
All right, Jerry, we'll talk again soon. That's Jerry Weinstein, the director of the Laker telecasts on Time Warner. And, he does stuff all over the country. He's one of the top directors, sports directors in America, and a huge Kings fan as well. We love him, and we will have him back on down the road. Next hour, we're going to award the winner of the Vic the Brick Lookalike Contest. If you're in the area, downtown, we're at Hooters, right across from Staples Center. Come on by here. Stop by, $500 gas card, tickets to the Breeders' Cup, and tickets to a sporting event tonight in Los Angeles. And there's one right across the street with the Clippers taking on Golden State. Next hour, we'll hear from Matt. He'll check in with us. And next segment, I'm going to open the phone lines at 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570. Trick or treat? Which is it for the Lakers? What do you expect from them this season? You saw opening night. You saw last night. What do you think about them, and how does it all play out? Your chance next at 866-987-2570.